And while we're talking about Jimmy Johnson, both Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch had their shocks taken from them in post-race inspection at Dover last week. That's been a very hot topic in the garage this weekend. It does not have a bearing on this race because NASCAR controls the shocks here, but we expect to see a new rule before we race against
trouble.
Multi-car wreck in the front of the field.
Oh, and Scott Riggs on his roof.
Oh, Riggs.
Man, there's been a lot of cars getting on their roof lately.
And I think I said earlier on that the fans loved it and the TV audience, but 43 drivers were not
don't like it.
too happy.
The window net did come down on Scott Riggs' car, which is a great sign.
That indicates the driver is okay. Jeff Burton in the 31 car.
See Riggs. 48 has more damage. Scott waving to the crowd. Attaboy, Scotty. From Bahama, North Carolina.
He's okay, Russell. He's
Jeff
okay.
Burton climbing out. The drivers don't like the racing, but they sure do like the safety issues that have been mandated for these cars.
Yeah, the cars have come such a long way, especially with the head and neck restraint, the Hans device, which I've tried out personally.
It was Casey Mears in the 41. He was right about where it started. There's Johnson coming back to pit road.
Well, let's see. There we see the 41 car. Looks like he's going to get bumped from behind by the 12.
Ryan Newman in the 12. Riggs hard into the wall.
And it gets worse.
Yes.
There you see the 41 car, the 12 lines up. We talked about this bump drafting thing. He wasn't lined up straight when he hit the 41 car. The 41 car was just a little bit to his left. You got to give him a straight shot. And this was coming through the tri-oval, which is another problem.
And the 16 car, another Nextel Cup point contender, involved in the crash.
As was Rusty Wallace in the 2. Another look.
See, watch. See how these cars are turning? You can't bump draft somebody when the car is turning.
Once more. There's Biffle in the middle of it. Then he comes down off the wall.
I think would have cleared it, but he kind of got sandwiched.
Had a heck of a view.
Let's
and
see.
Here it is.
Right behind Mike Wallace.
Stay in front of you. Stay up, stay up. Easy, back it down as much as you can.
Wow, that's not what you want to see out of your windshield.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm okay.
On board, Rusty Wallace.
In front of you.
That's another area of the track that was repaved in recent years.
His brother almost got him.
Rusty got through it, though, didn't he?
No, he's got damage on the front of a car.
I think Biffle got him. See right there.
Yeah.
And then when he hit the apron here in the grass.
Yep. Yes.
But could have been a lot worse, like I said. That used to be grass down there. It used to be really bad.
Mark Martin went through a fence down there one year, remember?
I do.
Fourth caution period of the day.
I don't know how they got that car on the rollback.
Let's get some updates from pit road. Marty.
and one of the championship contenders, Greg Biffle, back here in the garage area. The damage is actually very repairable, Bill. It's a little left front, a little right front on Biffle, and he's asked for a moment to cool down. Also left rear damage for Greg Biffle, and they should be able to repair this damage. We hope to get a word with him here in just a moment.
So these guys go back to the garage to work as hard as they can to get Biffle back out on the track. That's the two of Rusty Wallace, another contender in the chase for the next Cup Championship. Matt?
Well, this has been some day for Jimmy Johnson. First, take us through the first accident today, Jimmy.
Not much back here, guys. First accident, getting bum drafted from behind, got my hand up trying to slow down, and I'm on the brakes trying to get slowed down going into turn 1, and 38 got turned around. I don't think that I got into him, but if I did, I take responsibility for not getting slowed down, but it's a little tough when you got somebody tucked under your butt pushing you as hard as that. And hand was up and I was on the brakes, and I just hate that it took out so many cars.
This has been a tough place for you.
It certainly has, and then this one, I mean, it's so easy to sit on your couch and point fingers and say so-and-so did something wrong, but until you're out here in these cars at the speed and seeing all the near misses and what is really going on, it's not worth forming an opinion. I don't know what happened there, but all anybody can say is it's Talladega.
Well, his team is looking over the damage and trying to get this car back out to try to earn whatever points he can. Snyder?
Well, Matt, Greg Biffle's had a moment to collect his thoughts, and what happened from your perspective, Greg?
Ryan Newman spun the 41 out. It's tough. It's just that's what everybody pays the money to come see right here.
The damage does look very repairable, though.
Yeah, but we're still going to be in the back. We won't be able to keep up with the draft or nothing. We'll just try and get as many points as we can, and just hopefully Ryan makes a bunch more wrecks and takes some more people out, and maybe we'll gain those positions.
All right, Doug Richard, the crew chief, has called for several large pieces of sheet metal to place over the holes where they are, especially in the right rear and the left front. Dave?
Marty, Greg Biffle obviously not happy with the way Ryan Newman was handling all this. Ryan, of course, not pleased with the outcome of all this, and here were his comments on the radio following the accident.
And I'm sorry about backed off him as I was getting there, but he was already sideways. I was into him before I got to the trial. Well, there, just as we're getting into the trial, well, he started yawing out. I had a car pushing me, and I was on him, but I wasn't pushing him, and just kind of took him right on around. Obviously, I didn't mean to do it.
And sometimes you get going so fast, and like you talked about, if the guy in front of you just breathes the throttle.
You're on top of each other so much during this race, and if your car gets a little bit out of shape, and like you say, you just crack the throttle, you've got somebody right behind you. And I mean, it's like, none of these deals are intentional, but you're racing such tight quarters that it's just being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
From the flag stand.
And it's hard to give an inch on these deals.
Another multi-car wreck here at Talladega brings out the caution. Jamie McMurray is scored as the race leader. Tough day for the chasers.
Yes, sir. We're going to fix it. You're looking at the tail end of the line there, Rusty. 10-4.
Which corner took the most damage, guys?
A little bit of right front and a little bit of left front, about the same. Pit road is open. These other cars are coming now, guys. Yelling, quickie yellow. One to go when you get there. All right, listen up, guys. When you get done with these left sides, Nick, I want you to go, well, you just go work on that. Don't worry about the fuel, okay? You go work on that right rear, and you look at the right rear tire and make sure nothing's rubbing, and then you go look at the right front. Make sure nothing's rubbing there. You guys get this left front tire off. There's something up top that's rubbing.
Might be the rears. I don't know where it's at. It's just smoking really bad in the straightaway. Here it comes. Everybody look under the fender wells and stuff. See what's going on here.
Go. All right, right here we are. Right here, right here, right here. I don't see nothing on that left front, guys. Put the tire on it, put your tires on. Put me some screws in this aluminum right here. Where's your screw gun, guys? Where's that screw gun?
The panel is hitting.
Right here, a couple screws, guys. Get that left rear out some, DJ, up above the tire there. Where they at, Earl?
That what's hitting those tires, guys, rubbing in the straightaway, pouring smoke off underneath it.
All right, guys, let's get ready to go. How's that right rear look, Nick? And your right front? See any rubbing on any tires? We're getting ready to go, guys, so we don't get caught here. Let's go. Let's go. See if it's still smoking, and we can come back in.
Didn't see you guys do anything to make the smoke stop.
We didn't see nothing rubbing. Let me get down and look at these tires we took off. Look at that right rear. Let's see that right rear. Car's going into 3, Rusty.
Smoke out of it.
Come on down. We're going to have to work on this left rear. Let's come on down and work on this left rear. You guys get something.
As we get ready to go green, Jeff Burton has come from the Infield Care Center. What happened from your perspective, Jeff?
I think the 12 got into the mirrors. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to tell you something. If they don't calm down, that won't be the last one. Everybody's driving 20 feet over their head and doing a lot of stupid stuff, and everybody needs to catch their breath. If not, it won't be the last one.
We're watching on board right now. It seems the racing has been very intense from the very get-go today.
It's always like that with 20 to go. It's just it started at the green flag, and you cannot. Everybody's fighting to keep everybody. Nobody wants the bottom. You either want the middle or the top. So everybody's shoving each other to keep in that position. If you get on the bottom, you're just in trouble. You go to the back. So everybody wants the middle or the top, and everybody is just driving. It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, I saw a lot of people get run into in places you're not supposed to do that. If it doesn't calm down, it'll only get worse.